Hello, passionate developers. Today I'm going to talk about a question that I found on Reddit. The, the question is, how do you bring up this? How many technologies do you want to put on your resume? Well, it's a very interesting question because if you have a long career, or maybe 10 years or 7 years or 15 years, you would have learned or worked on a host of technologies out there. And even if you're starting off, you might have learned a lot of things in your college days, or you might have a very limited technology to work on. But then how do you know which one to put in and which one to not put in? Well, before giving you the answer, I want you to understand is how the recruiters are going to pick up your resume. You need to understand this particular process because this is the base or the foundation piece of it. The way recruiters look up the profile is by doing a search using a tool. So they have a tool which they have access to. They put in the keywords that they're looking for a person, the skills that they want in the person, and then that kind of populates hundreds of resumes for them. And what they do at the next level would be to filter out each of these resume based on their experience or based on the matching criteria and so on and so forth. So having those keywords in your resume is important. But if you have a lot of keywords in there, what will happen is you will get your resume will get picked up by a lot of recruiters. But that's not a necessarily a good thing because even if it comes up in the search, what will happen is that people may not, the recruiters may not select it for calling you because you have listed a host of technology which they know that you may not be having the sufficient skills or you might be faking it. So they might think that you do not know all of those things. So they might just reject it even before calling you. So that is why you might get frustrated. The other spectrum, at the other end of the spectrum, what you have is that you put very less and your resume will not get picked up in the tool matches, and then the recruiter will not even able to see your resume. So now you need to find the balance here. To find this balance, what I would suggest is to use these three strategies that you can do. First is list the technologies that you have deep expertise in. This is the technologies that you have worked in day in and day out, and you know in and out of it. Second, list the technologies that you are excited about. These may be the upcoming ones, the newer ones, and these are the things that you really want to work on because you think that this is where your career is going. And now the third thing is look up the technology stack that recruiters are publishing. So you need to do your research in this scenario. You need to find out what are the recruiters asking for. Now you don't have to look at one recruiter. You have to look at like multiple job postings that are out there. And when you look at multiple job postings out there, you will be able to find out or create a short list of the technologies that they are actually looking for. It could be like yeah, and generally if you look at it, it could follow a specific pattern. The pattern is like they will be looking for primary technology or a primary language such as Java. They'll be looking for a framework, so maybe a Spring Boot framework in case of Java. They'll be looking at a database that you're working on. So it might be Postgres or RDS. Then they would be looking at the cloud technology that you have worked on, maybe AWS or Azure. And they might be looking at the deployment pipeline or deployment tools that you worked on. So maybe GitHub, GitLab, Jenkins, whatever that case may be. So these are the general, tech stack areas that they would be looking at. Obviously, once you have this three list, one which you're excited about, one which you have deep expertise in, and one which the recruiters are looking for, you can now mix and match. You can find the gaps where you need to scale up. Maybe some part you have not been learning, so you can focus on that, do some small projects, get expertise in, and for some of them which you already know about it, you can kind of deep go deeper down so that you can tackle those interviews. So that's how you find out your list of technology that you need to put on your resume. Now, having said all this is not the final list. You need to play around with it. Now, the more you are applying, the more job opportunity you can see. You can start deleting, adding tools into it. Obviously, if you have learned something new just to get your resume into the door, be transparent about it. Tell the recruiter that I know this, but I only know maybe this in the scale of maybe 3 out of 10. Because I just started learning it because there's a requirement out there, and recruiters will respect you for that because they know that there's no way that you will be knowing all the things. There will be some unknowns for you, and that when you call that out, it shows your transparency and honesty, and that keeps you in a good stead for your interview. So those are the tips that I have for this particular question, that how many technology you put on resume. Use this criteria. The Look up your expertise, look up the things you are really excited to work on, find the list of technologies that recruiters are looking by doing your own research, and then play around with it. So you'll be able to find the ones that are working for you. Having said that, I would like to have one feedback from you is that if you like this video or you found this information useful, please like and share so that other people will know about this, and that will also help me. Thank you. Bye.